The Navy has a new, so they didn't really hint at it so much as Northrop Grumman put it on their website and said this is a concept image. And they took no questions. There's no amplifying data. But I guess there's an article written by Zona Militar.
Yes.
And this is the bad boy right here. So I guess they took the words off and enhanced the image. Your thoughts, sir? Please go with your expert analysis.
My expert analysis. Well, like you said, dude, they released a picture. When I see stuff like this, I'm always reminded about, like, if you read a book about like the Tomcat, like at the very beginning, it's like, Grumman had 16 different designs, and like they have sketches of what they all look like. And like the first ones were like, okay, this is absolutely not what they ended up building. That's kind of what I thought when I first saw the sketch. I think this picture here that we're looking at is an older one, but the one at the very top.
Well, what we're looking at is an F-47.
Right. But the one at the very top, right?
That's the one on the website.
Right. So that one, hey, what stands out to me? Well, clearly it's stealthy. It looks fast. I know
it's stealthy.
I mean, look at it, right?
That's your expert analysis.
Well, I mean, what else? I mean, it's an artist rendition of a design.
How about that intake?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm getting there, right? So the intake's over on top of the wing, which, I don't know. I mean, they don't have steam catapults anymore, so steam ingestion is not a thing. It would, I guess, intakes on the top would help during a trap. I blew up an F-18 motor because I trapped and there was debris in the LA in a landing area.
How much would you say you've cost the United States government with all your traps?
Yeah, I've tore up some stuff, landing gears, a couple overstresses. Exactly.
All right. Yeah. Continue with your.
But no. Yeah, I trapped and there was a piece of metal in the landing area and it sucked it in the engine and blew a big ball of fire out the back. So, maybe this design, as long as it doesn't compromise the tactical performance of the airplane, it might help. Like the A-10, right? They mounted the engines way up high so that the thing could operate, off very unprepared surfaces. Yeah, so that's the F-47. The thing in this article that caught my eye was, number one, they've set aside some money for the FAXX, apparently, with the 26 budget. And they also, it mentions in there that they're in blue. It says, along with the $647 million to continue procurement of the E-7 wedge tail for the Air Force. So remember we talked about like they had gone towards the E-2 vice the the E-7. Well,
yeah,
it looks
they were
like
going to pull Wombat out of retirement, bring him to the Air Force.
Yeah, exactly. So it looks like, the Department of Defense and Congress have, adjusted their plans to, okay, F-47, but also for the Navy, FAXX. And hey, by the way, we watched the clip on the Mover and Gonky show that the E-2 for the Air Force might not be a good idea. So let's go ahead and put
People
a couple.
watch this show and all of a sudden things start happening.
Yeah, I'm always blown away, by the way, on who watches this show, but thank you.
We're sorry.
But yeah, so looks like maybe the future might look like F-47, FAXX, and E-7 now, maybe, and B-21, right? So got the B-21 in there. So overall, I think the Navy does need their own future fighter. I think I'm of the opinion that the F-35 was a great idea, but I didn't, we bag on it a lot, but I don't think it worked well in actual execution. I mean, I would be willing to bet that there's an intake on the other side as well, because there's two engines on this airplane, because the Navy likes two engines when they're out at sea, which I get it. New engines are really reliable, but dude, unlike the F-16, right, you can do a precautionary approach. You can't do a precautionary approach at the ship. You just got to punch out. So two engines, definitely more options now. It could have two intakes, one engine. I don't know. But this picture, in my mind, tells me that they've probably gone back to some of the design philosophies that they used to have from the old days. So now I would like to see where the gun is mounted, before I'm really smiley face on this design. I'm really happy it only has one chair in it, which makes it nice. It's the perfect size passenger airplane as far as how many people it carries. But yeah, that's about it, man. We'll know more in the future. What do you think? mover.
Well, I talked about it, and then I got some comments. Even though nobody watched, I did get to read the comments of the things that I got wrong to these people. You can't compare it to the J36 with the intake on top because that's apparently against everybody's religion. But it is similar in that the intake is on top, whether there's 2 or 1 intakes. Which, I mean, this is a commonalities start to exist as you start, people are like, oh, hey, what's the best thing for stealth or to hide the signature or to hide the engine? So, all this stuff. Now, is that going to be good at high alpha? I don't know. That could be a thing. I also noticed that it's got a canopy bow. I don't understand the obsession with canopy bows. We're living the 2025, 2099 when this thing finally comes out. I feel like we don't need canopy bows anymore. It's just in the way. But is there a naval reason for this? Somebody said it's for rollover protection. Gonky, do you need a roll bar?
No. And sadly, there's been people killed in the Hornet when the plane link fails and the airplane rolls over. So there's no way that
nobody wants to roll over in a jet.
No, the canopy bow is not a roll cage.
It's only for your mirrors.
I was gonna say
Navy dudes need to look at themselves.
Like that, dude. How am I gonna make sure my mask is on perfectly straight when my visor's downside? Look the part.
Well, it's probably got a selfie cam. It's
Yeah,
like people don't use mirrors; they just use their phone now.
Yeah, maybe it's got iPhone holders. You just GoPro mount here, iPhone over here.
Yeah,
it's
got something. The other thing, obviously, it's got the weapons bay, which we were already kind of familiar with. Somebody said it looked kind of like the YF-23 had a baby with the B-21 because the B-21 kind of has the intakes and stuff, the spine like that. But in general, I would like to see the whole thing because this doesn't look like it's going to be that attractive.
Yeah.
Yet.
As a carrier guy, what I'm not jazzed about is how far back the nose gear is because the Hornets like that. And one of the more nauseating feelings is when the director taxis you all the way to the edge of the ship and you are actually hanging over the side because the nose gear is behind you and he's trying to get you turned around. So,
well, look how long the schnoz is, dude. If you go all the way to the scupper, right? That's the thing.
Yeah.
You've got 15 feet worth of airplane off the side.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like it's not a comfy feeling, man, especially at night because you get the nose out over there, and I don't know if this thing's gonna have a HUD or not, but it's pitch black, and all you see is the old velocity vector doing this. That's your only visual reference. You're looking at the front, and it makes you want to puke in your mouth. But yeah, I mean these are little things. They got to put the nose gear where they're gonna put the nose gear. But like as a naval aviator who used to read the flight schedule from the bottom up every day, I don't like that.
It looks fast.
It does, right? Because speed is a thing now, right? I mean, they want these modern fighters to do Mach
It also
2.
looks like a bad Photoshop job because it looks like they were trying to get rid of the words and they added the canopy back on top of itself because that little thing right there looks weird.
Yes, I was going to ask. Maybe that's some sort of new technology that they are.
No, the original picture had words on it, and I think they removed the words. And AI, like this is what happens when you tell AI to remove the words.
Yeah,
because I don't remember that in the other picture that I looked at. But also noticed the day VFR day, so good. It's the only time we like to fly.
Yeah,
hopefully that's
maybe it's not night capable. That would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be great. We don't need to fly at night or in bad weather.
I love it.
Yeah. All right.
Like you said, dude, in the year 2099, we will have a really good idea what this thing looks like.
Rip's kids will have. They're going to be like, my great grandpappy said that when you're too far over the edge, and they'll remember this show.
They will. I'm sure it's all archived.
Yeah, it's all archived.